How do you know if you are on a high frequency? What are the signs, the symptoms, messages that might come up? Here are just a few. So you might notice that you're drawn to lighter foods, fruits, vegetables, fish, chicken, lighter meats, but more towards fruit and vegetables and shakes and drinks that are, maybe protein drinks, healthy drinks. You're craving them. You're just craving certain types of fruit sometimes to help, balance out your chakras. You don't need to know any of the, chakra information or all that wisdom. You just need to listen to your body. So you are tuned in now. You are tuned into listening. Hey, I need to get up and exercise today. I need to relax and rest. I need to probably do some work, clean. I need to make sure I'm not on a lower perspective and I'm on a higher perspective and in a space of peace and unconditional love. So you're constantly tuned into the high frequencies, and if any other low vibrations, low frequencies are coming in, it'll feel like they're japping you out. It'll feel like they're throwing you off. It might not make you feel good, whether it's yourself on what you're doing in your life at that moment, whether it's people in your life in general. So if you are overdoing it at work, or you are rushing in life, focused a lot on the future, maybe because you're just excited, you'll start feeling your body feel sick, feel off, just, maybe really exhausted. That's a sign to pull back so you can raise your vibration. Because when we're in this high frequency and these high vibrations, we just have to make sure we're constantly in the flow, just conscious of it. Conscious of in the flow, conscious of where our focus is, and when we are out of balance, we are tuned in and sensitive, and we know. So we immediately pull back, readjust, and get back into balance. You might be drawn to new things, new energy, learning new things, learning new wisdom, learning fun things like cooking, learning new ways and new meals because you're drawn to different types of foods. And all this stuff should be coming naturally, slow and steady. You're not going on diets. You're not forcing anything. This is all just naturally happening because you're learning how to raise your vibration, and you're naturally drawn to drinking water, eating higher vibrational foods, newer things, even new clothes. You might want to revamp your house, get rid of old energy, organize, clean, new music. Old music might be japping you out, just makes you feel, you don't like to be in the past. And if your focus is in the past, it makes you not feel good, and you're highly aware of that. You're highly aware and intuitive right now. Your intuition's heightened, and you might feel really sensitive. That's why you want to make sure you are resting and relaxing, doing your meditation and yoga to make sure you're slowing the inner world down. Calm within, high speed without, on the outside, You're calm within, high speed on the outside. But we want to make sure we are staying in balance with things that we're getting thrown at in our life, because most of the time you're in the unknown. Most high frequency people are in the unknown, and they are evolving, growing, and adapting, not focusing in the future, staying present, and really embracing what life throws to them each, day. They're really present. And you use the future for where you're going. You tap in sometimes, but you don't stay there, and use your past as a toolbox. It doesn't weigh on you. You've let it go. You've processed, transmuted it. It doesn't feel heavy, because you can't be on a higher frequency if you're carrying all the other heaviness with you from your past, right? That's why we had to purge all those emotions and purge all the feelings that don't feel good, the experiences and transmute them, dissolve them, and look on a higher perspective and see things for what they are. They're trying to elevate us. Everything is for us, no matter if it's thrown us off or we're in the flow. And we know that, so we don't take anything serious. You feel light. You feel free and at peace. And you can hold your vibration. If someone's being mean, you don't be mean back. You know where they're at. You can see, and you hold your vibration and hold your high frequency. If someone throws you off, you don't feed into that lower energy anymore. You've learned to step back and address it in a more high frequency manner. And even if you do get tested and you get thrown off, you get right back on quickly. You do a little debrief, self-reflection with yourself, or even with your family and friends. Because the people around you are evolving with you. And even if they're not on the same level, you have good energy in your life. And you have learned to create those boundaries in your life, not for protection out of fear, but out of just guarding your vibration, because it takes very hard work to get there and level up and to not sway. And people that have leveled up only know that. The people on the lower levels, they don't understand that yet. And there's no hard feelings. We don't expect people to show up the way that you are, because you're special. And it takes highly special people to be conscious, want to evolve and grow and level up. And you don't have to do it in any other person's way. You're doing it your way. You're connected to you now. You're doing what you think makes you happy. You're expressing who you are. You're not copying people. You're very confident and secure within whatever energy you bring in the character. You're not here to perfect things. You're not perfection. You don't go for that. That feels heavy. You're in the flow, and you just learn to go with the universe. And when you get feedback you don't like, you adjust and re-show up. And when you get karma, you know they are lessons and they're good for you. And you know how to shift and learn the lessons and show up better in your life and implement the lessons. And not only are you doing that for yourself, but everybody else, you're a role model for them. And they're showing up with you, the close people with you. You can see a difference in them too. You can see a ripple effect in your energy. Okay, you might be really drawn to the sun right now. Really drawn to the sun. You just want that warmth and that sunshine and that light. Really drawn to the light. And nature and high vibrational things. Like walking and exercising. You know when to exercise and it comes natural. Even if you don't want to, you still do it. Making sure your energy is balanced, because everything's becoming natural now. You don't have to force things. You're in the flow. You're seeing things on a higher perspective. You see why the war is happening and the transformation in the world. You see that peace is here and love, and that the world's transforming now. And we're all in this together. You love the good and the bad. And you might plant seeds of light for others, but you know not to overdo it. You know when to express yourself. You're highly in touch with your emotions. You're emotionally intelligent. And even if you don't understand your emotions, you learn to sit with them and study and learn. Learn what it's teaching you. You don't let your emotions run you anymore. And you don't let the physical world, most importantly, run you. You're staying connected to who you are, and you think and feel for yourself on what you feel is right. You don't have people in the noise pulling you anymore. And you don't care if you don't have any money, because you're rich in the heart. You're rich in your energy and your wealth. You're wealthy inside and you're abundant. The physical world doesn't matter. Yeah, it's great. Everything's awesome and beautiful. But the most important part is that you're beautiful inside, because you love yourself again. Because you fully love yourself. And love is the highest frequency. So pouring into yourself that love vibration just feels amazing. That's why you feel on top of the world. You don't need people to love you anymore, but that's great if you have that partner. That's great if you have your person coming into your life at the right time, whenever you're ready. You're fully showing up for yourself. You feel secure, supported, and whole and full again, all on your own. You created it. You created all this. You've gained your power back, and you're full in power now. And you're learning how to harness those abilities, the intuition, when it's telling you, hey, that person's off, probably don't go for them. Hey, you need to leave that relationship. You've probably already done those. What other type of relationship it is. Hey, that's your true love. You're going to go for the true love. You're not missing blessings, and you're not missing the beauty right in front of you anymore, because you're fully focused in the present moment. You see things for what they are, and you truly appreciate the genuine, real energy in your life. Because most of you have been through so many bad experiences, so much, hard experiences. Sometimes trauma, difficult experiences, limited lack, whatever it is. You've been through those experiences and you don't want to go back. You've learned how to reverse your karma and your perspective. Just because you've had relationships that, a bunch of people that come into your energy that's not it's bad, it's toxic, doesn't mean everybody's like that. You see that there is rareness, beauty, and genuine out there, and it's not everywhere. Not everybody's like that and tapped in, but you're highly aware now because you can read energy. You're learning how to not absorb people's energy because you're an empath. You can read it, and you have guarded yourself. And even if you do absorb it, you release it. Being in a high frequency is amazing. There's a lot going on. You're constantly sensing things, but you're not letting it run you anymore. And if it does, you just pull back, do your balance. Balancing out, reset. Just like, you reset a computer. If you got all these applications open and all this stuff on your computer, it's going to bog it down. That's why we make sure we're light and we are keeping our lives very simple. We're only focused on what's most important and being the best version of yourself. And you're constantly wanting to evolve and learn every day. It's exciting for you. But you are loving the new energy. That's how you'll know if you're in the new frequency. You're constantly drawn to new stuff, new energy. Not that you have to have, new physical stuff. You're just drawn to new stuff, doing new things. Even wearing a new outfit and getting rid of an old. Like if you wore black, maybe you should wear some, if you wore black before, you're wearing color now and you notice the difference in the raising your vibration. Just a simple color switch, right? You're drawn to colors and vibrant energy and things that are uplifting and peaceful. And you really cherish your peace now and what you've created. And you know your worth and your value. You don't use it against anybody. You just know what you bring. And you don't let anybody sway you from your vibration and what you bring. Because you're fully connected to yourself. Because you've developed that inner strength through this whole journey. You see things for what they are. You see through the veil. And you are highly connected. You've been through your spiritual awakening, which means you're just seeing things for what they are. You're seeing, there's a higher power. You're connected to your soul, whatever. And you're showing up every day, loving life and in love with your world. And also one more thing, you're noticing all the feedback from the universe. You can decode it. So whether it's in your dreams, whether it's, giving you messages on the outside world, you're actually understanding how to decode them now. You're breaking it down. So when it gives you something, you're like, okay, I understand the message. You see through the message. So if someone kind comes into your life and they're really, really kind and, say a waitress, you know that you are on a kind vibration. So it's giving you feedback. Just giving you an example. You might get money out of nowhere just because you're feeling abundant. You didn't even have to work for it. You're just feeling abundant. You might get a free vacation out of nowhere just because you know you're feeling free. You're understanding the messages that are given to you. Even the tests, they'll throw tests at you in your alignment, and you're understanding that now. You're not taking it serious, and you're enjoying your life fully. So enjoy being on a high frequency. And if this resonates for you and you love this message, I hope it gave you a lot of peace, light, and love today, just for some confirmation and validation of your journey and things that are happening in your life. I'll see you next video.